Shalom, shalom, it's the brother Kadash. We want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to all the brothers in this truth. This is first address, chapter 15, right? Verse 18, verse 17. A man should desire to go into a city and should not be able, for because of their pride their city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and man should be afraid. So this video right here is going in on asking, will New York City go bankrupt? And yeah, they are. It's going to be a total collapse of the currency, to the point where all hell going to break loose, man. Prices of everything is going to rise before that, but eventually there's going to be a total collapse of the currency. Now, if they're doing that on purpose to bring in a new digital currency and bring in a new world order, that could be a possibility. But to answer the question straight up, yes, the cities are going to be in very, very, very big trouble. Why? Because of the money. When you ain't got no money and the people in the cities, the citizens, don't have no money, then all hell break loose, because people got to do what they got to do to try to survive, and then just as looking at economy, their economies are going to be brung low too, because like it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, the windows is darkened, their futures are darkened, the grinders cease. So there's not any workers people don't have jobs, and that's what keep the economy going. We was just talking about this the other day. We was saying that everything's going digital. We went to Sonics, right? So we had Sonics, and we're like looking at it, and we like, man, look, the workers, they used to come out with the big little change things on the side of them to give people change. They don't even carry those no more, and the reason because of that is because most people are using cards. Because we was thinking about, it's like, man, these servers, if they was getting tips for all, because it was packed, it was super packed, especially during happy hour. We was like, man, these servers, if they was getting tips, they'd be making a decent amount of money. But they're not, because most people are paying with what? Their cards. So with them going digital and bringing in the chip, the implant chip, right now it's in a card, they're going to try to put it inside people. That's the mark of the beast. With them doing those things, it's really backfiring on them. It's really hurting their economy, because now where people could get tips and stuff like that, people aren't doing that. So those people are losing money. You see everything is going digital. I put up videos. The malls are closing. A couple mall owners are filing bankruptcy. A couple big stores like Macy's are closing chains and stuff, and they're going more digital. Well, what does that do for the workers? They got to lay off hundreds and hundreds of workers. These places used to be places where like kids graduate out of high school and get into college, and they'd go work at Macy's. They'd go work at Finish Line. They go work at Champs or in the food court at the mall just to make some money while they at college, so they could have some extra money to spend on different things like clothing, going out, having fun. And that's how you keep the economy going. But now they can't do that. So they don't have no money. And guess what? The economy is just turning over. So that's why they're kind of putting those stimulus out there. They're trying to repump that energy into the economy to get it's like they trying to jumpstart the economy. They got the cables, the jumper cables, and they putting those stimulus out there to try to jumpstart the economy again. Okay, first stimulus didn't work. Boom, two. Let's try it again. The second one, third one, so they trying to jumpstart the economy, but it's not working. Why? Because the dollar is going to get weaker and weaker because of their competitors like Russia, China, choosing to go a different direction than using the petrodollar, things like that, and just their over expansion, their overspending, on military, and them going digital, them coming with this new world order is all going to backfire on them, because it's taking away the jobs from the people and it's messing up the economy, So let's let this play.
You can make it anywhere. And it's true. Those that make it really big. It's the richest city in the world with a total wealth of $2.7 trillion, 113 billionaires.
And how ironic is it that, the statue of the Lady of Liberty is in the richest city on earth. Like they said, the richest city in the world, right? So we gonna see. So this is a very important city, and I know the elders that I personally learned from, they are in this city, So a lot of great things come out of the city. Great teachings came out of the city. You know, it's the one of the most important cities. This whole city gonna be destroyed, man, laid desolate. The Lord gonna save it for a finale. The Lord gonna show out on this city, man. The angels, you know, gonna completely show out on this city, you know. That's why it's being preserved for that time.
25,000 people with ultra high net worth. But the coronavirus pandemic has rocked the city. At one point, the fatality rate was about 10% and over 30% for those hospitalized. In April, nearly 1 out of every 3 New Yorkers was out of work, and total consumer spending was down by over 40%.
See, that we was talking about the consumers, the economy. So she said it was down by 40%. 1 out of every 3 people was like unemployed, out of work. Man, that's horrible. That's changing numbers. Man, those numbers could affect the economy hard.
Tourism industry, which supported almost 400,000 jobs and generated almost $70 billion in 2019, came to a screeching halt. Shootings and murders skyrocketed.
When we talk about economic recovery, rich people don't need a recovery. They're actually richer right now than they were before. The best case to make for New York is invest in the bottom.
The consequences are a potential budget shortfall of at least $30 billion in the next few years. While the area will be getting nearly $24 billion in federal aid soon, state and local officials say that that's not enough.
Yeah, see, they trying to jumpstart the economy, like I said, but it's not enough. Like he said, it's better, the rich is getting richer, so it's better to invest in, you know, the lower class, which how are they doing that? By the stimulus. If you make a certain amount, you can't get a stimulus. So they trying to jumpstart at the bottom, but it's just not working.
Good morning, all.
Raising taxes on the wealthy is one part of Governor Cuomo's proposal.
If you raised income taxes, the top rate, which is currently...
It would make New York the area with the highest state and local income tax in the nation.
Most successful New Yorkers are doing great. And
you know, let's leave that there. So they just trying to figure it out, right? Here, let me jump back. So they just really trying to figure it out. You know, they trying to come up with something, but I mean, newsflash, it's just not going to get better. It's only going to get worse, man. It's past the point of return. They can't turn it around. It's old with, man. We getting to the end. But like he said, you know, the poor, they are already suffering. You know, 1 out of 3 people don't have a job, 40% consumer rate down, you know. But the rich, you know, they said, well, you say the rich is getting richer. This is a great time for them, you know. But hey, they got it coming too, you know. They got it coming too. They not gonna get away. It's gonna be even worse on them. Just like, you know, the old saying, the bigger you are, the harder you fall. So the bigger they are, the harder they gonna fall. You know, a poor man lose everything he got. It ain't that hard of a fall because he was already close, you know, to that. But when a rich man use everything, then that's when you see the suicide attempts and stuff like that happening. You know, they start bugging out. But this is James chapter 1, you know, because they got it coming too. Verse 10, it says, but the rich in that he is made low, because as a flower of grass, he shall pass away. Right? Let me see if I read that right. In that he is made low, because as a flower of the grass, he shall pass away. You know, you get a flower, you get grass, but the flower kind of stick out higher than the grass, just like the rich, right? They're higher than the rest of the middle class and the poor class and the lower class and stuff like that. It says, verse 11, it says, for the sun is no sooner risen with a burning heat, but it will wither the grass, and the flower therefore falleth, and the grace of the fashion of it perish. So also shall the rich man fade away in his ways. So the rich is going to fade away, you know, especially when times get harder in his ways, because he's used to living rich. But when times get worse and worse and all hell break loose, and like I said, if they try to tax them because they're rich, you know, and when they lose those riches, they gonna bug out, you know, they gonna perish. Verse 12, blessed is the man that endureth temptation. When he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to them that love him. Right? So we love the Lord for sure. You know, so the thing is I was just thinking about this too. You know, you just kind of cruising down the street. Like I'll give you a quick story real quick. I'm cruising down the street today, right? I live in a small city, so you really don't see stuff like this. Here come a dude driving down. Now I'm into cars, so when I see a car, I know what it is. I know the model. I know the trim. I know, you know about it. Here come two Edomites driving down the street in a McLaren. You talking about McLaren 720S. You talking about a $300,000 car. They young man, because I looked at them. I see them through the, because, you know, we going opposite ways, so I can see them through the windshield. These is young Edomites. Not too young, maybe in their 30s, 35, somewhere between there. Flying down the street in a McLaren 720S, laughing, having the time of their life. You know, now, is there something wrong with them doing that? No, but the point is temptation. Because what did I think for a split second? I think, man, you know what? Man, I need to go crazy. I need to get this money so I could be flying like that. So I could have that. And see, that's that temptation. Because what is it going to take for me to do that? It's such a hard jump to go from lower class, middle class, and jump to rich. You know, most of the time, you got to do something illegal to get there, you know? So, exactly. So what are you going to do? Say, man, I want to have that. I want to live like that. And then what is it going to lead you to do? It's going to lead you to go back out there in the world. You could do it legally, but guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to go back out there in the world. You know, you're going to have to build your name. You know, you might have to get in different type of industries, whatever industry. You might want to get into real estate. You might want to get into stocks. And all those things, all those temptations, because you're doing it to live that lifestyle, guess what it could do? It could lead you right out the truth. You start putting together 5-year, 10-year business plans. You know, rather than thinking, look, the end could come any day. Rather than making this truth your first love, you kind of start studying less. You start teaching the truth less. You out there putting your business together to try to make it. So that's another temptation, you know. But you kind of got to shake that off. So what did I do? I came home. I said, look, let me get into the scriptures. Let me get back into the truth. Let me shake that off, which is what I'm doing now. It says, let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. And that's the same thing that happened with Yahushua. You know, the devil tried to tempt, Satan tried to tempt Yahushua with what? With the same thing. Look, you can own all these kingdoms, you know. You can inherit all these kingdoms if you bought to me, which is what? Which is just money and power, you know. So it's the same thing. You start looking at these things like, I'll give you another example, another story. You know, sometime at nighttime, you know, we be bored. We'll watch, you know, sometimes I watch History Channel. I'll watch Ancient Aliens, you know. Sometimes I'll watch this little channel where it's going, where, you know, they doing like tours of these mansions, you know, all in New York City. New York City usually don't have mansions. They have the penthouses. That's they big things. You know, in Miami got the houses with, you know, where you got the dock in the back, you can pull up your yacht. You know, California kind of got they got the mansions, but they super expensive. The best bang for your buck is in Texas. You go get you a big mansion in Texas, $5 million, but $5-7 million. But in California, if you want to get you a big mansion, depending on where you at, close to LA and stuff like that, $20 million, $30 million, you know, for something that you could get the same size in Texas for $5 million. So sometimes we be looking at these houses, they going in details, you know. I find myself learning. I'm learning what the granite, they go to the kitchen, I'll be like, no, that's marble. That's marble on the counters. No, that's a granite. Okay, the bathroom, no, that's all marble. So I'm learning it. I'm learning what the stoves is. You see the stoves with the red dials, those are called the wolf stoves. Wolf. Like a wolf that house. It's called wolf stove. So we watching this stuff so much. I'm starting to learn it. I'm starting to learn the textures, what this is. This is a powder room. Okay, got the toilet that shoot the water up. You ain't got to wipe. So you kind of start, and it's nothing wrong with doing that, but those things could be tempting. So in the back of your head while you watching it, you like, man, I want to live like that, man. Man, I want to drive those type of cars. And that temptation could start kind of trying to kick at you to go back into the world. So you kind of got to shake it off. So what do? I just look at it and I say, look, in the kingdom, I'm getting ideals for when we get to the kingdom. If I make it, hopefully I'm getting ideals. Look, okay, that's cool. Okay, that's cool. Okay, Drake got a gigantic bathtub jacuzzi made out of nothing but pure marble, black marble, with the brown going through it. That's hard. Now we read in Revelations 21 of the different, you know, materials, marble, all that stuff, that's going to make up the kingdom. So you just got to put it there and say, look, in the kingdom, I'm going to have something like that. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have something in the area that's similar to that. You know, so that's where you got to kind of do it. Satan started tempting you, just say, Satan, get behind me. You know, that's what I do. You get bad thoughts. you know, stuff happen and you like, look, man, they playing with me. They think I'm sweet. They think something sweet. Look, man, they gonna make me force my hand. But then you kind of gotta just be like, look, Satan, get behind me. Don't even think like that. Be focused. Focus on the prize. You know, tunnel vision, which is what, you know, hopefully elect and keep the faith. You know. So it says, but every man tempted. But you can't put that temptation on the Lord. Say, why the Lord tempted me? You know, that's Satan. That's why you say, Satan, get behind me. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. And what is that? Oh, Slacky. And what is that? It's just lust. You know, you see, like I said, you see these houses, you start lusting over. You see these cars, you see these Edomites that's having that. Especially if you live in those cities, it got to be even harder. So you start lusting after those things. You know, you see the rappers come. They got 5 big Cuban links on, customized chains, all white gold, rose gold, with the AP skeleton watches and bust down diamonds. You know, that's all lust. You know, so you got to kind of find a way to be strong and filter that out. I know this kind of going into something different, but it's edifying. It could be very edifying for brothers, you know. But you got to find a way to filter that out. And the way I do it, I just, when I see those things, I just be like, look in the kingdom, okay? I'm just taking notes for the kingdom. Even though we know we going to get the new bodies, everything's going to be renewed, new minds, all that type of stuff. But just to get you through that lust of wanting to go get it right now, you just be like, okay, I'm going to have that in the kingdom. Yeah, in the kingdom. Okay, yeah, that's... Okay, so they living in a kingdom right now. So I'm seeing, okay, how that stuff be. Because truth be told, if a person come dump 10 million on some of our heads, we wouldn't even know what to do with it. Because we so used to living at the bottom, we wouldn't even know how to live with it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's lucky, man. But it says, verse 15, then when lust has conceived it, bring forth sin. So that lust, you want those things. What is it? It's going to bring forth sin, because you're going to find yourself doing stuff. You're going to find yourself fellowshipping with sinners, you know, because you got a network with them. Man, this is crazy. Let me message you back. So you got a network with them. So then what happens? You know, if they sinning, then you might start to follow their ways, you know, be not unevenly yoked, right? It says, in sin, when it is finished, bring forth death. And that's what the sin is going to bring you. Like you see a lot of these rappers, you say, and these entertainers, say, man, they got the life. They got the women. They got the cars. They got the fame. They got the houses. You know, they in different cities. They got careers. They busy. They traveling. They got the vacations. But they sinning. And what always happen? Well, we just see with the case with DMX, he probably going past that and come back, you know, get through that situation. But the end is death. You know, that's, you ball for a summer and then it's death. But verse 16 is the point. Do not err, my beloved brethren. So do not err. Do not get envy of these rich, because like you see this video, wrapping it back up to this video, the rich is going to be made low here pretty soon. You know, and they see that's coming in Psalms chapter 149. You know, they in the other ones that do escape the destruction, we gonna bind their kings. We gonna have a 2-edged sword to get vengeance on them when the Lord returns. You know, so with that, will New York go bankruptcy? Yes. Matter of fact, I give you something even better. New York's gonna be destroyed. Mystery Babylon, which is America, is gonna be completely destroyed. Salvation to the elect. Shalom.